And so One Piece live action adaptation has already earned a reputation for doing something most anime adaptations struggle with, actually understanding the spirit of its source material. A huge part of that success comes from Inaki Godoy's performance as Monkey D. Luffy, and now fans are learning just how much influence the actor has had behind the scenes. One of the funniest and most faithful callback to Elichirio Oda mangas wasn't even written by the showrunners originally. It was Godoy's idea. The standout moment happens in season 2 during a celebration scene where Luffy sticks chopsticks up his nose and start acting ridiculous with the crew. It's the exact kind of over the top visual gag that works perfectly in manga and anime but feels almost impossible to pull off naturally in live action. Surprisingly, the scene translated incredibly well, and according to Goda himself, he personally pushed for it to happen. During the One Piece season 2 premiere, the actor revealed that he regularly picks out his favorite manga moments and pitches them directly to the creative team. The chopstick scene was one he desperately wanted included because he thought it captured Luffy's goofy personality perfectly. Goda even practiced the gag at home beforehand just to make sure it could actually work on camera. That dedication says a lot about how seriously he takes the role. Playing Luffy isn't just another acting job for Godoy. He's clearly immersed himself in Oda's world and understands that Luffy's charm comes from his complete lack of self consciousness, his optimism, and his almost childlike ability to make every situation chaotic and funny. The live action series succeeds because it embraces those ridiculous moments instead of trying to tone them down to appear more realistic. The chopstick gag also highlights something important about adapting manga into live action. Manga relies heavily on exaggerated expression, bizarre comedic timing, and visual absurdity that often looks awkward when recreated with real actors. Many anime adaptations fail because they either take themselves too seriously or become embarrassed by the source material's sillier moments. One Piece avoids that problem entirely. Instead of running away from the weirdness, the series leans directly into it. And that confidence is a major reason the adaptation feels authentic. What's even more interesting is that chopstick moment isn't the only contribution Godoy has made to the series. Another scene inspired by the manga where Luffy warms up before fighting Wapol was also something the actor specifically wanted adapted. According to the showrunners, Godoy constantly sent ideas and references from the manga about scenes he believed should make it into the show. Joe Trax even revealed in an interview with IGN that the actor sent dozens of messages suggesting moments to adapt. Apparently, Godoy has gone as far as creating an entire PDF wish list filled with manga panels and scenes he hopes the live action series will eventually recreate. Not every suggestion makes the final cut, but the fact that the creative team seriously considered his ideas explain why his portrayal of Luffy feels so genuine. There's a noticeable difference between an actor simply reading lines and an actor actively trying to preserve the heart of a beloved character. That passion has become one of the biggest strengths of Netflix One Piece. The show manages to balance fan service for long-time manga readers while still being entertaining and accessible for newcomers who know nothing about the franchise. It adapts the important emotional and story-driven moments while still making room for the weird humor and chaotic energy that define the original series. A lot of live action adaptation fail because they drift too far from the source material or misunderstand why fans connected to it in the first place. In One Piece case, having someone like Ineki Godoy advocating for iconic manga moments behind the scene has clearly helped the series avoid that trap. The chopstick scene may seem small on the surface, but it perfectly represents why this adaptation works. It's silly, over the top, completely unnecessary, and absolutely true to Luffy's character. Thank you for watching. Bye.